What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Now, I've got to say, the information that we have here is totally left field. We didn't really expect this to be happening, but look, this is pretty wild. And as soon as I saw this go out, and I translated this tweet, I'm like, holy shit, this can't be real. And I did actually, ask the guy, is this true? I translated the picture myself. This is 100% happening. So on the Korean version of One Piece Treasure Cruise, they are having some sort of mini celebration. One thing that I do have to say before we get into this, because some people might be jealous the fact that Korea are getting something that global, the other global side of things are not getting. You just got to think that the Korean version of Treasure Cruise right now are not celebrating One Piece Stampede. They're going to be getting it later down the line. I've heard some people in my comment section say something along the lines of the film isn't out in Korea yet, or it hasn't been shown in Korea, so that's one of the reasons why. I don't know. It could be a lot of different things. I don't know. I don't live in Korea. I can't tell you that. But we do know that the Korean version of Treasure Cruise is not celebrating Stampede with Douglas Bullet, Stampede Luffy, and all of the free-to-play characters surrounding those guys. So that's something to put out there before we get into it. So translating this, there is a free 10+1 rare recruit on an upcoming Sugo Fest. You can't see it here. The date is cut off. I did check myself. The date is the 21st of January. This will be going live. So on the 21st of January, there will be a brand new banner on JP. Not on JP, on Korea. My bad. On Korea. KR. Which involves a brand new Sugo Fest exclusive character that has not appeared anywhere on JP, on the English or French versions of Treasure Cruise. This is a brand new character, and that character is KUZAN. Yes, we are getting a brand new KUZAN / Aokiji character arriving on Korea first. Absolutely amazing, dude. I've actually been wanting a new KUZAN legend for a while. I really think that we deserve a powerful top tier KUZAN legend. I mean, V2 KUZAN on his release is still really good, but kind of outshadowed by the V2 Akainu. V2 Akainu was just so powerful on his release and definitely was the more desirable of the two legends. So I feel like it would be awesome if they actually released a really powerful V3 KUZAN with some unique abilities. I mean, what else could he do, right? He could be some striker support, he could be shooter support, which would be awesome. You guys know how we've got the, the Halloween Ace, and we've got the Stampede Luffy, which have those really unique captain abilities which can repel certain debuffs that get inflicted to your team. I think that would be awesome if we had another one of those type of captains for KUZAN, but with different debuffs. I know Ace is already a shooter captain that does that, but shooters need some heavy support. I don't think this character will come with a batch. It looks like it's just going to be a solo legend release. That's what it looks like to me. But there's not really much information that we can see here. It just says that to celebrate this event, there'll be a free multi-pull, and it does mention KUZAN's name specifically will be here. So, what else could it be? I mean, we've seen KUZANs in the past. I can pull up the database real quick and just type in KUZAN, and we go by 6-star characters. KUZANs in the past, we've had this one here, which actually introduced a brand new mechanic on his release with the ability to extend the duration of any attack or orb boosting effect on your team by 1 turn. Obviously, when he super evolves, he becomes way better, and I do think that his time skip version will be the artwork for V3 KUZAN. We don't have his data information yet. I expect it to be a data download for this KUZAN within the next couple of days, as the banner will be live within about 4 days time. So there has to be a data download soon with this guy's information, and when we do get his information, I'll definitely be bringing you guys a video about it. So KUZAN, obviously, when he super evolves, he gets the ability to, of course, do the same thing, of course, with the attack and orb boost, extending their duration, as well as a 2.5 chain lock and 100,000 fixed damage that ignores barriers. Upon his release, was definitely the best super evolution in the game. Absolutely phenomenal abilities. And then we've got V2 KUZAN, who doesn't have a 6+ yet, but potentially could get one in the near future. He was more of a type captain, and this was kind of the meta that they were pushing at the time, especially with the release of V2 Shanks, and then they released V2 KUZAN, V2 Akainu, and they wanted to push that type meta of colors, and this guy was really good, being a Quick and Psy captain. Quick and Psy have really good combination of units, and also being his crew's own type booster and full board orb manipulator. Really powerful special ability there, and is still used to this day. Honestly, that special ability is extremely powerful. So the fact that we are getting a brand new KUZAN is exciting. I would prefer them to go down the route of being more unique with an ability that we've never seen in the game before, or maybe it is an ability we've seen in the game before, but like ramp it up to like a 100 on this legend character. That would be really cool. I don't really know what they could do specifically. I mean, because Aokiji is based on his ice abilities and he has the ability to freeze enemies, it would be cool if there was like a delay mechanic very similar to version 1 Katakuri, like where you do a certain amount of damage and then you can like freeze the enemies. That would be a pretty, you know, unique mechanic for V3 KUZAN. Obviously, if you're going to have that pretty insane ability, the restrictions for the characters that you boost would probably have to be pretty significant as well. But of course, that's just spitballing ideas. I don't really know what they're going to be doing. Now, this is not something new for Korea either. Korea have been the innovators in terms of releasing SugoFest exclusive characters. If you guys remember, like way back in the day, Trafalgar Law, Trafalgar Law, the V2 one, this guy originally came out on the Korean version first before it reached the English and French versions and before it reached JP. And this guy on his release was also very powerful, being a 3x flat boost, which on his release was very good, and also the recovery mechanic, and being a 2.25 orb booster for his class with fixed damage. This guy was awesome, especially around the time that they released him on the English and French versions with the striker meta that was heavily being pushed at the time. This guy just slotted onto those teams perfectly. If you had this guy and Neko Mamushi, you were laughing, dude. So this was one of the characters that released on Korea first, and then it arrived on English, and then it arrived on JP later on. Another character that was also done in the same way was Boa Hancock, actually. This V2 Boa Hancock was released on the Korean version first, and then was brought over to Global, where that big meme happened, where I was unable to pull her, unfortunately. And then it came out to the JP side of the game. But the really interesting thing about V2 Boa, which I want to talk about, is the fact that V2 Boa on Korea did not come with a legend badge. When it originally then came to Global, it was actually introduced with the Marigold, Sanderzonia, the Margaret, I don't know if there was anyone else. Yeah, the Beppo character. Those 4 characters actually released with this Boa. Which was quite interesting. Really odd that they did that, but they didn't do that for Korea. So potentially what we could see here, that could happen, where they release KUZAN on Korea first, he doesn't come with a batch, and then later on down the line, you know, Global might get this with a batch. That could be a potential thing that could happen. Or something else that would be very awesome is if for our anniversary, which is coming out likely the last week of February, if they introduced, you know, we are thinking that it's Kaido. Kaido makes a lot of sense in terms of the structure and the release scheduling. If it is Kaido, then having V3 KUZAN like guaranteed on the SugoFest would be absolutely amazing. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying that that is a potential possibility, looking at things and how they're looking right now. Because a lot of people were asking that question on my streams the last couple of days, were like, you know, because we had Quick Whitebeard during the anniversary last year with V1 Big Mom and Brooke, and people were asking, you know, is there a potential thing that we could get another global first legend for our anniversary? I personally think that we don't need one, because I think Kaido is kind of like so hype. He doesn't really need like an additional legend to help him sell his own SugoFest, whereas last year with Big Mom and Brooke, I don't think those characters were hype enough to sell their own SugoFest. Definitely adding that Quick Whitebeard in sold a lot of people in pulling on that SugoFest, so that could also be happening here as well. And I think another character as well, I don't remember if this originally came out on Korea first. I feel like it did. V2 Lucci. I would still love to see a V3 Lucci in the future with a CP0 outfit. That's definitely like one of the most anticipated legends for me, would be a CP0 Lucci. But this guy I think also came out on Korea first, and then eventually came to Global and then JP. So, you know, this is not something new that's happened to Korea, and because it's happened so often, there are a couple things that we do have to keep in mind, right? When they do release a character like this, we do have to remember that when they do stuff like this could actually affect future treasure maps from now on. You guys, you know, when they release characters like Neko and Inu, Dex Sabo, which was actually also released on Korea around the same time as Global last year, around this time last year, actually, pretty funny, and also Quick Whitebeard. Those characters that released were actually built for a treasure map SugoFest, and the fact that when that gets released on JP, that legend releases with that treasure map, but because it's released so much earlier on Global, by the time that treasure map rolls around, the team building that you can do for that treasure map definitely gets hindered a lot, as the character that they want you to build with is not even the highest point booster, which kind of, you know, ruins your treasure map teams a lot of the time. So not really a big fan of that, but of course there's nothing we can really do about that. And also another thing as well is that characters that get released on Global and Korea first typically get outdated faster. I mean, we saw the release of V2 Lucci. V2 Lucci lasted a decent amount of time. V2 Law was kind of lucky because he got his Super Evolution relatively quickly, which introduced his Cerebral version, which was absolutely awesome. It's still relatively used to this day, definitely not as much upon his first release, but and then you got V2 Boa, right? V2 Boa did not last long on Global before, like, no one was ever using her. It is just such a shame because the shooters have never been, like, the top class aside from Strongwood Ace. So, you know, you do have to think about that. You know, characters like that, they could get outdated very, very quickly, and because of that, they might not have the most amazing abilities in the game. Though, characters like Neko and Inu, they did get released on Global first, and they are still one of the best subs in the game for Cerebral and Striker teams, giving you Color Affinity, Orb Boost, Attack Boost, really powerful special ability. So we really have to wait and see. Of course, when we get the data download for this character, I will definitely be bringing you guys a video talking about this new KUZAN, because this is exciting. I'm really excited to see what they're going to be doing here. And, you know, is this character going to be arriving on Global as well? Hopefully relatively soon. If it comes on the anniversary, that would be best case scenario. Or if it comes with a batch, maybe sometime after the anniversary. We'll have to wait and see. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, breaking down this news. This is awesome information. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video today, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.